What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It is the 5th day of February, and we are plummeting to our death. 68.8K with 8 hours, 56 minutes left in the day. On this, the 5th day of February, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Yesterday, I officially announced that I do believe we're in a bear market. Late to the party, absolutely late to the party, but at the party nonetheless. Whenever we see lower macro lows with a notable, discernible lower macro high, we've never seen that and been in a bull market. I was actually surprised at how many people told me that they think that we're still in a bull market and that I'm falling for the bear trap here, right? And maybe that's true. I talked to one of my buddies yesterday. We were both talking, and we've both got a lot of experience in this market, and we were both talking about how there's a very, very real chance that we could this could be some kind of psyop, false reversal point here, just like this was up here. It really could be. It really could be. The percentage chance I'd give for that happening at this point would be like less than 8%, less than 6%. It's not likely, because what you have to do at this point to validate that this is a fake out, first off, you have to have an aggressive reversal. You know, getting a lower high won't really cut it, but getting somewhere around 90K or higher might be enough to get exciting. But really what you'd have to see is a higher high here, and you'd have to see a higher low here. And from this point, seeing both of those outcomes happen, I'd say it's like a less than 8% chance of happening, man. It's not that it can't happen. We're in screwy times with the world, with finance, with commodities, real estate, politics, the weather. We're in weird times. Weird shit can happen. And this has been a weird bear market. Certainly the result of a weird bull market. But I think, again, it's time to call a spade, and we have lower lows and lower highs. We're in a bear market. That's what it is. I was genuinely surprised at how many people told me that they still think that we're in a bull market. And it's okay. It's okay. Trust me. I've been there. I've been there. But at this point, we've just never seen Bitcoin with lower macro lows and still been in a bull market. That's never happened. Dropping here, I do assume this is lower than what my lowest assumption was. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure my lowest prediction was like 69K. Let me see. Low to high. We were calling for 71.5K because that was the golden ratio, but we're slipping a little bit here. We're not going to find support until we hit 67.8 to 66.38. You know, Bitcoin's been showing a lot of respect on its 1886 throughout this whole process since 2022. It doesn't mean that it does every single time, but, you know, you take this high to low here. You found support all the way over here on your 1886, right? Found a little bit of resistance on the 886 there. If I take this high to low here, where did you find support? You found support at your 1886 there, right? You found resistance at the 2618. We take a high to a low here. Hold on. Getting spam calls. You're finding resistance right there at the 1886 200 level. You found support at it again before breaking down and inevitably going lower. I mean, it seems like a relatively significant area. Even this, let's just see, from a high to a low right there. You did find resistance. You found resistance a little bit higher. What about this? What about a low to a high? Let's take the low to high here. You did not find support at the 1886, but you did break through. It went down to your 2618. I mean, could we be doing that now? Could we be going to our 2618 now from a low to a high? I suppose it's possible. The way that I do analysis with the fibs is I identify this as the primary target zone, the 1272 to the 1618. When you break the 1618, which only happens when you get a day to close below it, or multiple 4-hour candles to close below it, which I think at this point we're going to do. When you break this, you automatically open up the doors to the secondary target zone, right? Primary target zone is the 1272 to the 1618. The secondary target zone is the 1886 to the 2618. So we really could find support here, but this could take us as low. Man, I mean, wouldn't that be insane if we drop below 60K right now? And then instead of this range being here like I thought it would, the range it's all the way down here instead. That would be insane. Like we're taking on this shape over here. Oh my God, wouldn't that be? It'd be like we'd have like a giant head and shoulders pattern. That's what it would look like, and the volume would probably match too. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't believe that we're going to drop all the way down to 58K in time. In time, I believe that we will see prices below 60K in time. I just don't think that it's right now. I think that up or down, whatever direction you're moving, nothing moves in a straight line. You have moments where you're moving very, very ferociously, but then you give a lot of that move back. You have moments where you're moving very, very ferociously, but you still give a lot of that move back, right? Maybe not quite half, but almost half there. I would expect here, however large this move is, if it's, imagining that this is the low here, we would still come back and find resistance probably around these lows, at least at this point. But for all intents and purposes, high levels of fear, we're oversold on everything. Sentiment is very, very low. People are not thinking rationally. Anybody who's buying or selling crypto right now, if they're buying, it's probably they're thinking rationally. If they're selling, not thinking rationally. RSI is oversold on the weekly. Stochastics are oversold. MACD has bullish divergence. Daily time frame, we just rejected the oversold zone. We're getting our freak on. We got rid of that bullish divergence that I'm sure a lot of people were counting on. Daily MACD sucks. Stochastics suck. It's all bad, man. It's all bad. And from here, just speaking as plainly as possible, from a low to a high, if we don't find support at 66.3K, then we are going down to 63K. And typically with the 2272, you wick a little bit below there. So we would go below 63K. If we don't hold 66K, we will see 63K. And there's a solid chance we could see 58K. I don't think we go down that low, but I could see 63K happening, at least from this point. 67.8K is a minimum. I want to be very clear again, 67.8K is a minimum. We could hit this point right now in 2 minutes and then boom, then we're bouncing and it's great. But I highly doubt we're going to see a higher high. And from this point here, the fact that we're finding maybe support at the 1886200, I would then in turn think that we find resistance here at the 886, maybe the 786 zone, which comes in line with these points of support back here. So that's what I think is going to happen. Yesterday we were talking about a recovery. Maybe we chill, we do whatever. We're in our consolidation range. We're in our next phase, and then we break down lower. And the highest point of that phase would be 85 to 86K. Now we're moving that down a little bit as a result of moving down lower, and the same move basically being called for, but instead of it happening from here, it's happening from here. So instead of the target being here, the target will be here, right? Does that make sense? I think that we're going to see something around 80.6 to, let's even say, 85K at the highest. I'd probably 84K, 80.6 to 84K probably, but it could go higher. It could go higher. And if we go higher than this target, that doesn't mean that we're in a bull market still. That doesn't mean we're not in a bear market, because we still have a lower high. Again, the statistical probability of taking out this high, first off, it's very improbable. Secondly to that, getting that and a higher low here, that's what we need to see. We need a higher high and a higher low before we flip that this is a fake out bearish scenario, that it's a bear trap. And I'm open to that. That's fine, but I just don't think it's statistically probable. We look at this here on the 1 hour time frame. And while we were dropping and volume was dropping with it, right? That's good. We're now dropping lower and volume is actually picking up. Yes, the volume is lower than it was over here. Yes, it is. But the volume here is picking up as we're dropping lower. That's not good. That's not good. That's how you have to think of it, right? Here it's dying, right? This is still less volume than what we had over here, but now it's picking up, right? This is still less volume technically than that spike is there, but it's picking up. As we're dropping, it's picking up, it's picking up. So here it is actually picking up as we're going lower. It's not decaying, which is not a good sign. That's not a good sign, guys. We're probably going to see 66K or 67K, something like that. Let's see. Low here on the 1 hour RSI. Very bad. Very bad. It's like a terrible looking RSI. Stochastics are horrible, and the MACD has bullish divergence. That's nice. That's a good little thing there. I think it's bullish divergence. Is it bullish divergence? Let's just see. Hold on. Yes. You technically have certifiable bullish divergence here on the 1 hour MACD, and it really actually doesn't look that bad. You stem all the way back from here, but even if you just start from here or here, wherever the starting point is, it's actually pretty clean. And I like setups like this. I don't like that we're picking up more volume, but being oversold here, bullish divergence on the 1 hour MACD, it makes me think we probably do find support actually pretty soon Oh, that's good. That's good. 4-hour time frame here. Wouldn't it be nice if by the end of the day we were closing back above 70K? I think that maybe even like 72K. I think we can. 4-hour time frame here. The RSI is so bad. It's so bad, you guys. Oh my god, it's so bad. Stochastics are terrible as well. Barely getting overbought, living in the oversold zone. Barely being above the 50, living below the 50. And the MACD, of course, yes, you guessed it, it is bearish as well. You had some bullish divergence here. That was your move. That was your bullish divergence move. That was it. And now we're coming lower. And now you're actually building bearish momentum. Now you have a lower low here, so no bullish divergence at all. Not for you, not for us. Lower we go, guys. Lower we go. Let's see. I say lower we go. I think we are probably at the low point, but let's just see. Low to high here. I'm going to stand by it. Just based on what I'm seeing on the 1 hour. It's not that we can't go down here. I would think if we do go down to these levels here, we're probably going to see a very, very extreme wick and then come back up all in like the same hour. But that's only if that happens. What I'm going to go with is I do think we find support here at 68, technically just below 68 to 66.4K. Somewhere here, we should find support. I don't care if it's support like this. I don't care if we move up all the way up here. I'm still not bullish. I need an aggressive move that takes you up to this high, and I'm still not bullish. After that, we need a higher low. Then, at that point, I become bullish. Technically, I guess it'd be here, right? Certifiable, because we don't know where the low is until it's certified. Unless there's reasons to believe, and unless there's implications in the charts. So this could be aggressive. We've moved down a lot, and I want to say this one more time too, because we've been talking about the volume, and the volume is picking up. The volume is appropriate to represent this move down. I still think this is very small amounts of volume. Whenever I say it's appropriate to represent this move down, I just mean right now. Overall, this move down, for how aggressive and how large it is, this actually is pretty damn low volume. It's very, very low volume. It looks like a lot, but it's really not, right? It's actually some of the lowest volume we've seen since 2022 in like any given cluster. It's actually very, very low levels of volume. So I do imagine with that, we should have an easy time moving back up. But don't mistake that easy aggressive move up to like 80K to 84K. Don't mistake that for a bullish reversal. That's probably going to be a bull trap. We'll come back down. Everyone will think that we're going to go lower, and then we'll probably come back up. We've done this before, right? We know exactly what's coming. It's probably going to be like that, I would think, until either maybe late April or May, maybe as late as sometime in June. But June will likely be the point at which we do resume dropping. I should say May or June will be the point that we continue to drop and look to complete our bear market low maybe sometime in Q3, if not Q4 of this year. It'll likely end with a bang and then a whimper. And then once the whimper happens, that'll be whenever it's time to go. That's my thoughts. I actually have a lot of faith that this bear market time-wise will be shorter than any bear market we've seen in the last 3 bear markets. But we'll see. Typically, and we did this yesterday, 3 bear markets ago, we had 14 months of bear market from the all-time high to the bear market low. 2 bear markets ago, we had 12 months from the all-time high to the bear market low. Last bear market, we had 12 months from the all-time high to the bear market low, right? So 14, 12, and 12. I think this time we'll actually see less than 12. The high here was in October. I think it will be before October this year that we actually find the low for the bear market, but somewhere thereabouts nonetheless. Things look bad, guys. They look pretty damn bad. But in all fairness, again, I think that for what it's worth, this move here, we're probably, I mean, if we're not done with it here, man, we're with it. Like, we are close. We're very, very close. I highly doubt that we do go below 60K from here. I would think 66K just below there holds us as support if this 67.9 to 66K area doesn't. Let me see. What was the area again? I'm sorry, 63. I think 63, 62K holds as support if 66 to 67.8K doesn't hold. But I do think this area, I'm expecting that we will hold support here, personally. There's one last thing that I want to go over, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen various analysts talk about this before today, before yesterday, maybe even months ago. You probably heard people talk about this, but I want to go over the last cycle, the last bear cycle that we had, and just show the similarities that we're going through now, right? I want to be very clear. This bull market was not like this bull market at all. At all. They both ended with a whimper. That's the one thing that they have in common. They both kind of ended with a whimper. But things are definitely different here. I do not expect the bear market to be the exact same as this bear market. Though again, it may rhyme. It might look similar, but it won't be the exact same. Things will be different. Here, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-legged pattern. This is a zigzag. It's called a zigzag. Look it up. Zigzag. It's an impulsive count. It's a corrective wave. It's a zigzag. And that might be what we're seeing here, is a 5-legged pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each one of these waves are comprised of patterns of their own, right? This wave 1 here, if we were to move this, we zoom in, we should be able to find like a 1, 2, 3 in there, or 3, 4, 5. I forget how it looks. I'll have to go over the schematics and go over there. But the main point of what I'm trying to say here is if this is a wave 3, if we move down 1, 2, 3, wave 1 down, wave 2 up, wave 3 down, if this is a wave 3, this wave, in theory, should be just as big, if not bigger, than this leg here. So let's measure that and let's just see where we stand. High to low. We put that here, right at this high. We're pretty close. That low, if we were to match this, that would take us down to about 64K. 64K, we take this low here, we put this to a high, to that high right there. That would be right there by our 2272. And again, typically, wave 3 is actually a little bit bigger than wave 1. Typically. Let's see, I'm not even actually on there properly. Let's get you right on. Right on the money. It'd be right there at the 2272. Wave 3 can be shorter than wave 1. I'm sticking with my call here mainly from what I'm seeing on the 1 hour, but the 1 hour is not significant. It is significant, but it's not as significant as some other time frames. Maybe we do push all the way down to 63K, or maybe we do break right below 60K. I don't know, man. Because again, 60, let me put this, let's put this little box down here. Getting 63K and 58K, 58.8K there. It's very common to see this A, B, C kind of formation, this correction here. And if it's like what we had on the last cycle, after the A, B, C, by the way, the C leg was the largest leg, which typically it is. We're on the C leg now. We're on the, it's not a C, it's technically a 3 if we're doing a 5-leg count. If it's the same as this last cycle, when we're done with the 3rd leg, we will have one more leg down. That's all I'm trying to say. So wherever we find this low, that's great. We're going to consolidate. We're going to accumulate some cash. And then once we take out that low, that will likely be our low point of the bear market. And likely when we find our low from the bear market, what we're not going to do from there is this. We're going to likely move sideways for a month or two, come up, come back down, move sideways. We're going to be in this period, this phase where we're moving sideways for like a year, guys, or more. Okay. We're not going to see new all-time highs again. We're probably not going to see new all-time highs until sometime in 2027, like late 2027. Okay. That's the reality of the situation. Just based off of historical performances. But I don't really have anything else to say. I could sit here and talk all day, guys. We've got so much stuff to talk about. It's not even funny. So many different points of view. But I'll leave you with one final thing, okay? I was talking to one of my buddies about this yesterday. I actually think that what we will see is a lower reading on the RSI. I think we'll see the lowest readings on the RSI that we've ever seen. We might even get down to the oversold zone. So the fact that we're here right now, and we were here before, and we were here before, and we were here before, and all of these times were whenever we were at the bear market low, bear market low, bear market low, bear market low here. I don't think we're at a bear market low. And let me rationalize why. These lows here, all of these lows, came from these highs here. which are all basically in the same area, right? They're all basically in that same area. How I do my analysis and when I use the RSI, I'll show you some examples. When you see this stuff, whenever you can't come up and meet that trend, you're having a harder time, you're showing weakness, and we had a weak bull market, typically you will show more strength to the downside. Typically you will. That doesn't mean that we're going to get oversold on the monthly. Maybe we do. That'd be pretty bad. Maybe we do. But let me just show you what I'm talking about here. I bet I can find an example real easy. Okay. Real easy. I mean, this is perfect, isn't it? I think this is perfect. Look at this. This is exactly what we need to see. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Imagine instead of the monthly time frame where everything's finding support here, we're just on the weekly time frame where everything's finding support here. Notice where the RSI was here. Does it look like it was struggling most here, 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 or here? Where does it look like it's struggling most? In my opinion, it's struggling most where you're having 1, 2, 3 attempts. Here you had 1, 2, 3 attempts as well. But this one was struggling more because you had a weaker reading overall. You were struggling more. Not only that, but here you were on the up and up with higher lows and higher highs in this channel. Whereas here you're on the down and down with bearish divergence and lower lows and lower highs. Right? In hindsight, it's all 2020. But the main point that I'm trying to illustrate here is we were weaker here in the RSI, so what did we do? We didn't find support at the same levels that we did before. When we were stronger, we're showing weakness now, so we get weaker readings. So, on a monthly time frame, if you're looking at this and assuming that it's going to help you, just like I looked at this and assumed this was going to help me, you might be setting yourself up for failure. I don't think this says that we're at the end of the bear market at all. I don't think so. If anything, I trust the weekly RSI more. When we measured this yesterday, we took every single moment. We took it right from here, right? We wouldn't measure from this week. We wouldn't measure there because that week is not in the oversold zone. We'd measure from this week. You're not going to get the actual point right there because it's on a weekly basis. There's a little bit of a skip, but from the point that the weekly RSI has been oversold, every time in Bitcoin's history, within a 1 month to a 6 month time frame, every time in Bitcoin's history that we've seen the RSI get oversold, within a 1 month to a 6 month time frame, we find the bear market low. It's February. At best, this would mean March is our bear market low. I don't think so. I don't think so. At worst, this would then imply that sometime in July, June is our bear market low. Maybe we see something longer. Maybe we're oversold longer because, again, we're in a weaker environment on our monthly time frame. We might actually see longer periods of time where we are down here. It's just something else that I wanted to leave you with here is that if you're watching these monthly indicators and you're like, oh, wow, we're already at these levels that we were at the last bear market, I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing because this bear market is just getting started, guys. When you're showing weak readings in the beginning, that's not typically a good thing, right? It's like if we start off the bull market really strong, that's pretty exciting. That's pretty good, right? Not like this. Obviously, you have to be constructive to some degree. That wasn't good, but I digress. And I wouldn't say that we're starting this bear market off super strong either. It's just we're in such a weird environment where we've been moving sideways for so long that even though we are starting this bear market off weaker than any other bear market we've seen, actually, we're already at these lows because we've been moving sideways for so long. It doesn't take a big move to move it down here. That's all I'm trying to say. We can move a little bit lower and we're going to get lower readings because we're in such a neutral environment that this quote unquote is strong to the downside, but it's not. It's just we're in this weak neutral kind of environment. But I don't know. I'm trying to explain my thought process and I feel like I'm doing a bad job of it. But anyway, 67.2K here. Yeah, we're there, guys. We're there. I think we're there. I think we'll find support. But again, just keep in mind that little 1, 2, 3 correction, that little ABC here, we might see with that, we could go down. I mean, hold up now. Hold up now. Oh, man. If this happens right now, guys, things are going to get really interesting really quickly. Low to high. I mean, no, we're probably not. We probably don't go all the way down there. I think I stand by it. I think that we do find support somewhere around 68, 66K, right where we are here. If not here, then somewhere between 63 and 59K. I can't believe that we could actually go below 60K today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't think we will. I'm feeling freaky. I think that we're going to find support around here, but we'll see how that goes. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Low to high here. 1272 right there. 1272 right there. Low to high here. 2272 right there. I don't know, man. Crazy. Crazy. If I'm wrong and we do go lower, my feelings won't be hurt. My feelings definitely won't be hurt. I'm not in a buying mode right now anyways. I don't care. I'm stacking cash and I'm waiting for the bounce. I'm in a selling mode once we get to this bounce. And I'll talk more about that in other videos. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.